host of Stay in Your Lane comedy, Stay in Your Lane music, Olympic gold medalist and sprinter champion Bernard Williams joining us on the show to close things out. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, brothers. How y'all doing?
Oh, it's a bit chilly down here in Florida today. We're not used to this. Not used to this.
What is the temperature? What is it?
Oh, I think, what, 50?
It is currently 52 degrees
52
at
degrees?
Palm Beach Airport.
So we're just above freezing. We're just above freezing.
It's 26 degrees down here.
Our thermometers don't go that low. We wouldn't know what to do, man.
In Florida, it's 50-something degrees. Feel like it is shivering. You are freezing.
We've had temperatures. We've had 2 inches of ice shut down our airports. We don't know how to de-ice planes. We don't have the equipment. We just have to roll them out to the sunshine until it eventually melts, and then we just open up the airports after that. Colin's got something for you he wants to ask.
Bernard, as a track and field athlete, I want to know, is it better for you to run in cold weather or hot weather?
Hot weather.
I want to stay loose, right?
Well, hot weather, yes, because the muscles, it's easy for the muscles to stay warm, get warm, and most of your fastest runners come from hot regions, from Africa,
Jamaica,
Florida, Texas, Jamaica, all of the Caribbean. So, yeah, in order to be like a world record type sprinter, you have to train in hot weather every day.
Now, when you're playing football or when you're playing soccer or some of the other outdoor winter sports, you're running for the course of 60 minutes. And so you got time for your body to kind of warm up and you kind of appreciate the cool weather because it's keeping you cool as your body is warming up from running around. But sprinting's a 10-second thing. There's no time to warm up in that. And so I could see where you'd want the summertime weather.
Well, yeah, we still warm up, though, so we don't pull hamstrings. So we still have to warm up for like an hour to maybe an hour and a half.
Really? And
yeah, we still have to warm up. You can't just get out there and just start running. You have to warm up, and that takes time. You have to warm up with your technique drills. You have to warm up with some block starts. That way, once you get on the track, you're already prepared to run fast. Yeah, you have to warm up.
You gave me some insight into the world of sprinting in a conversation that we had about a week ago. And we were talking about how the race for you doesn't start at the gun. The race for you starts in the whole buildup. It's as you come to the blocks and following a set routine that you know that you've had success with in the past. And that was such an amazing thing to me. It's something I'd never thought about before. You see a 100-meter race and you're thinking of it as a 10-second race. It was fascinating to me that that's not the mindset at all, that the race actually begins long before you ever step foot in the blocks.
Believe it or not, the race begins in your mind when you're training during the fall season. See, most people train for themselves. When I used to train, I was training running against my competitors that wasn't there yet. I knew they were waiting for me. So training was to prepare for that race. Literally, it's years and years, and even having dreams of that race going, and in your mind having that vision of all these thousands and millions of people watching. So the race starts way before that. The praying, all of that starts way before you even get on the track.
Hey Bernard, when you look at training for speed, if you were talking, there's a lot of dads out there listening and stuff right now. How would you train? I mean, what things do you look at? Do you do a lot of box jumps? Would you put stretching way up ahead of this? Form running, jumping rope? I mean, what things would you recommend?
Man, that's a great question. You have different phases. Like for the first 4 months during the fall, obviously you're putting in background work. So you're doing a lot of endurance. You're doing a lot of running intervals from 300s, 400s, like anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 meters of running. At least 4 times a week. And then you're looking at strength training with clean squats, box jumps, as you said, single leg exercises. And then you're looking at maximizing and maximum speed where you're running, pulling sleds, resistance pulls, running downhill, running uphill. And this is just during the fall season.
So overspeed training as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, because if you want to be strong enough to hold your form for 100 meters, you can't just train at 100 or 60 meters. You have to train beyond that, so you're strong enough to hold that maximum speed and that high maximum velocity phase, meaning top speed.
And Bernard, I know you share a lot of these tips and the camps and the clinics that you do, the speed camps and clinics that you do with your company, BW Pro Techniques. And I know they can find you on social media where you've shared a lot of videos with a lot of different speed tips and things on your website. Remind me again the website for BW Pro Techniques.
Oh, it's www.bwprotechniques.com. That's BROTechniques.com.
Easy enough. bwprotechniques.com. And again, you've got some great tips, some great videos that you share across social media. Again, as Hemo pointed out, there's a lot of dads that are, certainly a lot of kids across a lot of sports for football, for baseball, and certainly some track and fold as well.
Speed doesn't slump. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like in baseball, we got 5 tools, right? And the only tool, you got arm strength, power, glove, batting for average, speed. The only tool that doesn't that works on both sides of the ball, speed.
Pop time.
Right. I mean, so speed. If you can get
pop time for your catchers, the pop time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But what I'm saying is that the only tool that works on offense and defense, speed, and
absolutely.
And kids train that the least.
Also, I got to say, you never know who it is that's listening to us, because we met a guy yesterday. As we were out and about, you and I, Hemo, who was actually a 27-year track and field coach. And he let us know that he's been listening to the show every day and that he heard you calling in. And
to find out, we got a world-class pole vault coach.
Exactly. We're going to try and get him on the show as well, because he kind of clued us into that. I don't know if you've ever heard of a guy named Daniel Ryland. We found out that the preeminent pole vaulting coach happens to live in our area and has worked with a number of champions. So we're going to try.
You ever tried that sport?
Yeah. You ever think about that?
Nice. No, I'm afraid of heights, man. I leave it to the professionals.
Never even once, like just in a practice on a flyer, like, I just want to go try it once.
No. I know what I was afraid of. I'm good on the ground.
I would think 6'6" would be too much for pole vaulting. It's probably a shorter person sport, no?
Is it a low center of gravity sport, Bernard? I don't actually know. Or do you want long legs and arms to get them up over?
Pole vaulters are very tall, and they're very strong and very lean. Mm-hmm. Most pole vaulters.
I imagine.
Now, the women pole vaulters, they're like former gymnasts. So
that makes sense.
A different stature.
That would make sense because they know how to control their body in the air. With a guy, I could see where you'd want the extra length to be able to reach and then control your body, but you still need you probably need a high center of gravity. I should have tried that sport. You get a little bit of upper body strength, nice and slim, but a high center of gravity so that you can rotate up at the top. Yeah, I could see that working for me.
Yeah, man, a lot of rock climbers, a lot of people who do not fear heights at all, that walk upside downward.
I wanted to ask you this.
Those are the perfect ones.
We had a great interview yesterday, and there's a charity event that's going to be happening here on Saturday morning with a group called A Bed for Me. We're going to have them back in the studio tomorrow, and they're going to be doing something called a bed race. And I don't know if you've ever seen this, but we may have to get you down from Baltimore so we can bring a ringer in to have you pushing for the bed race. It can't hurt to have an Olympic sprinter. It's like a bobsled with a bed. And I wanted to ask you the question before we get out of here. Of all the winter sports, which winter sport would a sprinter do?
Speed skating.
The bobsled. I mean, we saw Herschel Walker on the bobsled team. We saw the Jamaican bobsled team. They tried to do it with sprinters.
Speed skating.
Oh, he could be good at that.
No, bobsled, because it's basically all power and position. And we have like Olympic gold medalists like Lauren Williams, who won the silver in the 200 and then won the gold in bobsledding. First woman ever do that.
And you don't have to run that far. It's just a short burst, and then you jump in the sled and go. Colin, real quick, who's our beast of the day before we get out of here?
Scott Boras, 4 of his clients have $878 million this postseason.
He's going to make like $50 million this summer off them commission deals. Bernard, thanks for joining in. For Colin, for Hemo, for myself, we will be back tomorrow. Close out the week.